questioning, how he is answering, and also whether that question is relevant or not. Right? So please observe it. Finally, once the interview is completed, I will give feedback to him and also so that you can also understand. Okay. Okay. Okay, Vishnu, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. How about
A little bit louder. Huh?
I'm fine, sir. How about you?
So I'm also doing good, doing fasting today. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Okay, I will start the interview. First, start with your introduction. So just I want to listen you. So then we'll continue the discussion. Discussion will be your introduction. Then I will give my introduction also. Then we will go with HTML, then CSS, then Bootstrap and JavaScript. This is how we will go. I will ask each and every topic so that I can assess you. So this is our motto. We'll start.
Okay. First of all, thank you for giving this opportunity. So myself, Vishnu Reddy, and I'm from Andhra Pradesh, Kadapa. So I have done my graduation BTech in the stream of CSC, and I got the percentage of 68 percentage in the SC College of Engineering, and also my plus two and as well as the 10th is in my hometown itself in Karpat. So and my hobbies are like playing cricket, like streaming websites, and accessing the internet for information.
Okay, nice to hear you all that. Okay, Vishnu, we'll start with HTML first. So what is box model in HTML? Can you explain briefly?
Yeah, a box model in HTML defines the state of the any element, like any tag. So box model having a content padding margin, so it will show the how much we have given the box model, like a map of padding as well as the margin, like
Border.
border also.
Right. So what is difference between box sizing, border box and content box?
So box sizing, we have two options. Like we can select by box, border box or the content box. So basically, content box will like add the padding, to the margin and border and
Margin extra.
margin. So for the border box, it will not add the border
Extra.
extra.
Okay. So next one is tell me the HTML5 features.
So basically, the basic HTML5 features will be the semantic tags like a header, main, header, footer, side navigation bar, like nav tag. So these are the semantic tags, and it is a HTML5 feature. As well as we got the video tag, audio tags. So these are also HTML5 features. So as well as we got the navigators, navigator APIs. These also HTML5 features, and for the navigators we can like get the IP address or the location, anything we can do with the navigator window.
Okay. So in HTML, so why the name semantics for semantic elements?
So it will define the content of the web page. So the main will be the main content of the page, and header will be the top of the header. Header will be the content heading, and footer will be the the description of the page, like who had done the page.
Yeah.
Right.
And it will be very easy to maintain the code and make it the alignment easy.
Yeah.
Proper alignment. Okay. So after that, can you tell me the syntax for centering the division?
For centering the division, we can center by multiple with multiple methods. So first method will be by using grid or flex, and we can justify content center with the along with the accessing. So along with the x-axis, we can define align content, align item center, and as well as the justify content center. So with the according to the row of the y-axis, we define align content to center and justify items to center. It will break through the center of the point. So another method is by positioning of a division. So like positioning a division to the absolute and giving a top and a left to the 50%. And for the transform and translate, with the transform and translate, we can move to the center of the page.
Yes. Okay. So what is difference between position static, relative, absolute, and fixed?
So static the position static will be the default value for the every element, like every tag in the HTML. So position fixed will be getting fixed to a particular point of the page. So if we want to fix the content to the left side of the page, we can use like a position fixed. So absolute will be the position absolute will be taken from the start of the web page. So if any position will
Continue.
if any position will
Continue.
if any position will take from the absolute,
Continue.
if any position will take from the absolute, so it will take from the start of the window. And relative will be the if we want to use the position relative, so it will take the parent elements position. So if we give the position of the parent element to absolute, so the if we given position to the relative to the child element, so it will take the parent element's position.
Absolute means
Absolute will take from the start of the window.
window input.
Window input.
Okay. So explain the different types of selectors in CSS.
So basically, we have multiple selectors to give the styles to the CSS. So first will be the class selectors, right? Yeah, class selector. We can select by ID, or we can select by tag name, or we can select by attribute. Uh, so these are the types. And for the class name, we need to define as a dot with the class name we have given in the HTML tag. And for the ID, we need to give the hashtag. And for the tag name, we will just write the tag name and the parentheses inside of the, we can give the style. And for the attributes, it's a different type. So basically, we will use the attribute type in the inputs. So with the braces, normal braces and a type of any type.
Square
It's an
braces.
square braces.
If you are telling braces means that is curly braces, square braces, or method parentheses, you can mention. Normal braces means there is no name of normal brace. Okay. So what is difference between pseudo element and pseudo classes?
Pseudo elements and classes. So pseudo elements are like before and after, like giving the hover effects or click hover effects basically
which is having double colon.
Which is having
that will be pseudo
elements. And pseudo classes will be the single colon elements.
You can mention those if you know, like hover, active,
active,
visited, link.
For the we can use these for the anchor tags.
Anchor tags.
Visited and those.
Okay, difference between flex layout and grid layout. Explain about it. So
flex, the flex will be the one-dimensional layout and the grid is two-dimensional layout. So flex is having only one-dimensional, so it will either move a row and either move as a row or else a column. So with the help of grid, we can define that we can choose the starting points of a grid from row start or the row start and end, and as well as the column start and column end. We can define with the both row and column. In the grid, we can only define as a row or a column. Why we use it basically? Basically to structure the web page. Means responsiveness with less CSS. Okay. So after that, what is Z index in CSS? Z index in CSS are the like if we have any 2 to 3 images, so if we want to overlap on each other, So we can use the Z index of it. The Z index for the default Z index value will be the auto. So if we give the Z index to any one of the element, so it will consider all the Z index from the page. So the higher the Z index, the higher the overlapping will be.
Then means that is giving priority
Priority,
to show
yeah.
on each other.
Show on top.
Okay. Next one. Mm, Uh, so I want to spin a button. Can you explain the CSS to spinning?
So basically, with the animations, we can achieve the spinning of the button. So basically, like outside of the animations, we need to give like some padding and width of a button. So after that, for the animations, we need to um, scale, like transform to the via x-axis or the y-axis. We can define like how much it need to be done, like turn via the x-axis or the turn via the y-axis
Using keyframes.
using keyframes.
That is important. Next, what is responsive design in CSS? The way you can achieve also. Tell me.
The responsiveness is like we have the desktop version or laptop, so desktop iPad on the mobile phone. So with the each of the width, we need to give the as a responsive to the same width. So we can achieve by the uh, like media tags at the rate with the media queries, and we can give either with we can go with the max width or the min width, and we need to insert the like how we need to change the element, or else we can everything we can define with the flexbox or the grid. It will be very less process to create the responsive web page.
So we can mention max width for mobile as 480.
Yeah.
And min width for a laptop as 720 something, and it will go till 1200 and above. Right?
Yes.
Right. In the form of pixels, because screen ratio will be in pixels. So that is why whenever we download video also, it is 720p and 1280p. Again, we have 1040 to 2096p pixel. So the next one is we'll start with JavaScript. So what is the difference between let, var, and const?
So we in JavaScript we have three variables: let, const, and var. So
Three keywords to create variables.
To create variables. So, three keywords to create variables: let, var, and constant. So let and const has been a recent addition in the 2005 in JavaScript. So var is the old one. So it's a global scope variable. So we can use like anywhere in the function. Like we can redeclare, reassign as well as the uh, like we can do both things. Like we can redeclare as well as the reassign to the var variable. And coming to the let and const, so let will be the declarable. Like we can reassign, but we cannot redeclare. So const, like it's a constant variable. We cannot change the constant variable. While we are creating the constant variable, we need to assign the element. So if we did not assign the element to the constant variable, so it will throw an error. So const will not be reassignable or redeclarable. It's a constant.
So
And
for objects,
and also we cannot change the type of the constant variable, like
string
value
number.
type. Yeah, value.
Because it is following the references. If it is an object, that is fine. Because objects properties might change, but we cannot reassign the object.
Okay.
What is difference between shallow copy and deep copy in JavaScript?
Shallow copy will be the used in shallow and deep copy will be used in objects to copy the element from one object to the another object. So shallow copy will be done with the only done on the outer layer of the object. Like I can say for the key, and we have properties like 5 properties, and inside that we have values of a string. We can take any values, right? So if we have a function function as a value to the key. So it will not like take the in shallow copy. It will not take the inner version like nested objects or the functions. So with the deep copy, we can achieve that. It will copy on the inner level of the like deep. It will go deep in the object copy.
Means shallow copy means it will hold the same reference. Whenever you change the reference in value B, which is reassigned, that will also affect the value A, which is assigned from this. If you do deep copy means it will be individual of each other. Means it will create the new memory reference. For example, A have a properties called name, email ID, and phone number. If you assign A to B again, it will be having the same memory reference pointing to the same location. If you change the name value, it will affect the both. That will be shallow copy. How you can do deep copy in JavaScript? Yeah. Means we
By
can
object dot assign.
object dot assign. It will achieve first level.
Yeah. And structured clone will achieve second level of
Means nested also.
Nested also.
Third one is JSON dot.
JSON dot stringify or parse.
Means first you need to make it
Stringify.
That you need to do parse.
Parse.
Means JSON dot parse of JSON dot stringify of object. So what is difference between arrow function and the normal function?
Normal function will have the name.
Mhm.
The arrow function will not have the name. So we'll use the normal function for normal function to declare variables as well. So we can achieve the same with the arrow functions as well. So arrow functions will be a type of a function expressions. So it will be a type of function expressions with the arrow pointing to the with the curly sorry with the braces and next to the arrow pointing to the code we need.
So there are two main differences also you need to mention. Arrow function will not have its own references. Normal function will have its own memory location. And arrow function will not have this reference.
This reference.
Normal function will have this reference using function keyword that you need to mention definitely. Okay. What is the difference between IAF, higher order function, pure function, impure function? IAF means immediately
invoked. So the IAF are the functions. So like we need while declaring the function. So at the end of the curly brace, so we need to call the same function with the braces and with the inputs of the type. So it is a immediately invoked function. So next.
Pure function, impure function, higher order function.
Yeah, pure functions are the functions which only takes the parameters as a argument. So means so it will not take from the outside of the function scope. So it will only access the variable from the inside of a scope that is called pure functions. And the impure functions are those access the variables outside of the where outside of the function. Those are called the impure functions.
Means which is depending on the outer
variables. Yeah.
So what is difference? Call, apply, and bind in JavaScript.
Fine.
So whatever I told in class, those only I'm asking also. Because those are important. Those will be not missed in the interview. So call means we want to modify this reference of a function. So we can directly apply it. We can directly send that this reference object to that call function. And by appending that again, it will automatically call. Bind and apply we have. So if you want to apply this reference with one argument, then we can use bind. So it will give back the new reference after binding this reference, means modifying this reference. If you are doing apply means we can send rest arguments along with this reference to the function, and again it will give back the new reference. We can call that. So this is the three ways we can append that. When we are adding event listeners, that actually binding that this reference of that. Now explain the events of JavaScript. Where we will use of that events.
Events. So events in JavaScript we will use on the on we have the
In
on
the
we have events in JavaScript. So those are the mouse events, keyboard events, and window events. So basically, mouse events are on click on click will be mostly used, and for the keyboard we have a key press down or a key press up, or those are the keyboard keys. So keyboard events. So we can achieve by using the uh, functions in HTML.
and we have window events on before unload,
Yeah,
reload,
before load.
those and all, so that we can get the state of the page at that time. How we can attach window events to document?
Window events, like we can call from the function, as I told you.
We need to add using event listener.
Event listener.
Like document dot add event listener of before unload or load, and we can create a new function of that, so that will take the event, so that will respond.
Yes.
What is difference between window dot prompt and window dot confirm?
So prompt will take the input. Uh, uh, Prompt will take show the input. So if we give the input, so it will take as the input as a value if we assign any variable to that. So for the confirm, so if we have a question as well as the options to click on. So OK will give the true value of boolean of true or one, and cancel will be the given gives the value of false or zero.
So that based on that, if we want to do something or not, we can
We
decide.
can decide.
Okay. So what are the features of ES6? Can you explain features of ES6? Like we can start with let and const, arrow functions, promises, right? String literals. Means we can join two strings dynamically using backtick character.
Backtick.
So these all are ES6 features, right? What is can you explain event loop in JavaScript?
Event loop. So basically, for every function, we have the scope like when to run or when to execute. Like that. So for the event scope, we have the queue stack as well as the queue. So basically, the loop it will have the event loop box. So it will send the first it will execute the queue values.
Yeah, so basically before executing line by line, everything will be on call stack.
Call stack.
Whenever call stack is empty, so this event loop will take the task from task queue. Where why task queue? Promises are observables. Whatever API calls are in the micro task queue. From set timeouts and all will be in the macro task queue. Means actually it went to the DOM API and it will come back and wait for the execution. This event loop will put one by one onto the call stack. You have the diagram again, zip file. You just go through again so that you can see that, right? Difference between micro task queue and macro task queue.
So the micro task will have the higher priority. So it will take the promises, like promises have the higher priority, and as well as the set intervals and set intervals and another set property set timeouts. So and macro tags will be the normal functions or objects like variables. Those are saved in macro tags classes.
So what is hosting in JavaScript?
Hosting. So hosting is a process like before executing the JavaScript file. So the every global variable will be saved in the allocated with the storage memory, and as well as the functions like normal function declarations also will be the stored in a particular area.
Right. With undefined, then after that it will be value assigned in the execution time. Right. So what is uh, closure in JavaScript? Yeah. So basically, a function which is having another nested function, if that is returning the parent scope variable in the return keyword, then that will call as closure because that is sending the parent's lexical scope, means which is having the same scope. That will call as a closure. That I will give you in material also once so that you can see. So what is how many ways you can create the object in the JavaScript?
We can create object with by two methods. Like we can assign the like a let or const or variable. So we can like give the object name equals to curly braces, or else with the new constructor keyword we can like create the object.
New object.
New object.
And also we can do object dot assign one object to another object. That will also create the new object reference for the assigning.
Assigning.
Right. So apart from this, what is oops in TypeScript?
So, OOPS are the object-oriented programming. So it has the inheritance, like encapsulation, polymorphisms, extend, abstraction. Those are the OOPS concepts.
Which is having classes and objects first.
Yeah.
So can you explain briefly about polymorphism?
Polymorphism is a process like which we have the two or three same variables. So we can create a, I can say, it's a more of a same process with the two or three more extra functions. Same values, so same process.
Okay. Yeah, poly means many.
Many.
So if we have same methods with different parameters, then that will be many. Means we have same method with different. But dynamically, it will call if you give two parameters, it will call function with two parameters. If you give three parameters, dynamically it will call the function with three parameters. And also we have the same function in the child and parent class also, right? That will be overriding. So that is also many, but it will decide which one need to run because if you are running child class, it will run child method. If you are running parent class, it will run the parent method only. Means that is we call as runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism, we can decide based on the inputs. So next one, ES6 features again. Can you recap once?
ES6 features. So let and const are the ES6 features. So and backticks like string literals are also the ES6 features, and arrow functions, constructor also I think ES6.
Means it's anyway, so it's a oops concept. So that's also ES6 feature, means TypeScript feature. What is the value of type of null? Type of null.
Type of null will be the value of null.
Actually, null means object type. So what is the type of object? Means it will print object in strings. Again, type of object will be become string. You got it? Type of null means object. Object will be printed in single quotes. Again, if you put type of that single quotes object means string only. Means it is checking type of. Means what is the type of first one? Definitely it will print in the string only. Every type of is string only. Finally, type of square braces. Object. Array is also an object here. Okay, next. So I want to delete one property from the object. So how can we do that?
By using remove object from objects.
Delete object dot property name. Object dot key. So I want to get the values from the objects.
Values. So we can use like if you want the all the values of the object. So we can use for loop, for in loop. We can use the for in loop to get the values. Like we can give the key and it will get the values.
If I want
Or
to directly get within single line,
we
any
can, yeah, we can get like object dot values. Uh, we have the method
method
for the object, like object dot values. It will give the values of the object.
object. Now, what is the difference between for loop and for each loop?
Normal for loop and
For each loop.
so for each loop will be only applicable for the arrays as well as the objects. So for in loop will be available for the normal for everything. Like we can assign a separate array as well as the so it will not apply for the object for loop. Normal. It has an increment and it will check with the condition for loop. So for each will only iterate on the keys. On the keys, it will
Means the instance values of
instance
that.
values.
Means it is an enhanced loop for the list items. List items is more than one element. Means will be list. List is nothing but an array. So it will have enhancement, but normal variables will not have that enhancement. Only list items will have that. It will get each and every value index by index, and it will be printing. That's it. So there is no need of creating variable and no need of increment. It will iterate automatically because that is enhanced the list. It will print each and every instance of the value till it gets next value is not null. Like next value we don't have undefined means it will stop there. Normal for loop starts with index 0 to till condition length -1 and increment. So that's how it is. So now just write some code for finding second largest element in the array. Right. Start in Notepad. Just share the screens and just use Notepad. Entire screen. Yes. And that's it. Just use Notepad. Yeah. Just minimize this. Okay. I will take in an array, whatever you want, and find the second largest element. So everyone, please observe what happened today. The same way it might be there in real interview. That is the same real interview. So I will give feedback at the end. There is no much difficulty than this in the real interview. Definitely, I will swear and write it down. Okay. Because real interview for the fresher is 30 minutes. It's over 30 minutes. Got it? 30 minutes can take 1 hour. So now it's almost more than 40 minutes. Means you can see that. Okay. So you can also answer the same way. So you can clear any interview from the UI. So the coding questions also, some of the questions I will also mention, which are important, they will ask. So that also can practice for some time. And also while speaking, your each and every word should be clear. So even though you're speaking very low, everyone can listen. So that is how your speaking should be. It should not be like having some background music or some noise with that. Every letter should be clear and crystal. So then only other people can understand easily. You no need to give your own like more efforts to make sound. Got it? So that will be habituated when you are speaking on speaking. That is the last question anyway. Let's start.
Yes.
Completed, huh? Okay. I equal to 0, I less than array dot length. I plus 0 means we are adding 0 every time. Okay, fine. You will only correct. I j equal to 1,
J equal to I.
j equal to I.
Yeah.
Means you are comparing I with 1 once. Put I plus 1. That's it. You got it? No, not there. J equal to. Because you need to compare with the current element with the every next element. Means it starts with I plus 1. J less than length, J plus plus. If A I less than J means we are doing swapping. Okay, you are doing
Sorting.
Okay, sorting and finally length to spelling is wrong, just correct it. So -1 means the second largest limit are getting fine. I don't want two loops, use only one loop now. That is optimization. Because in class also I told only one. They don't know. Because that's an answer. One loop process. So I will tell them not else. So I will just give a hint. Take two variables. One is string and second one is size. Max and second max. Assign the array of 0 before starting the loop. Then you can compare if max element is greater than array of I, then assign max to second max and assign x to max. If in else, if again you can compare second max is less than x of I. Means x of I is greater than second max. Then you can assign directly. This is two conditions. One is checking max is less than x. Then definitely x is greater than first one and second max. Then assign max to second max. Then it will become a second max because max is x. Assign again, assign the x to max. That is in one condition. Else if we can say second max is less than x. Whatever is we are getting the loop value. Then you can directly assign, that's it. Complete. You got it right. First you can compare if max is less than x, means x will be max. Means that max will become second max. So you need to assign max to second max. And for max you need to assign x in the same second line. Again in the MCQ, if second max is less than x, and first max కాదు అంటే second max అయినా అవుతుంది అనేది second max is less than x, then directly assign x to second max. That's it. So remove one loop, I will tell you. Just remove the whole code from that loop to exit of the loop. Yes. So now create two variables before loop, max and second max. Before loop. Means in every iteration you need to read the value. Again, you should not read it. Max equal to array of 0. Max comma second max equal to, you can put in single line, not addition.
Yeah.
S max. Okay. Array of 0. ARR.
Oh, sorry.
Now start if condition in for loop. If max less than array of 5,
Array of I.
array of 5.
Yeah.
Start if condition braces. Assign max to second max, assign array of 5 to max. First you need to assign max to second max. So max will become in second max. And again put array of 5 to max. Means written, you need to assign the reverse rate. Array of 5 to max, not max to array of 5.
Okay.
You got it? If this condition is not satisfied, write else if again. Means if second max is at least less than array of 5. Else it means you need to use space and need to write the condition also.
Thus,
You need to give the space between else and if. And write condition also. Because else it means else if again condition.
yeah.
Then if second max less than array of 5, then directly assign. That's it completed. Then you can print second max. Execute it with online JavaScript compiler program is.
So I need to assign this.
Yeah, definitely. If it is less than that means array of 5 need to assign. You got it? Array of 5 assign the yes max. And దానికి చిన్నదంటే array of 5 దానికి కంట్రోల్. So we need to take that. So print as max. That's it. In alert. Completed. Copy that and paste it in Control A, Control C, and paste it in online program is online JavaScript compiler. Yes, program. JSP is also fine. Actually, in interview, you have only 5 minutes, 5 to 10 max for coding. If they give this type of questions only, they cannot be complex questions because if they give complex questions, it will take 1 hour. Definitely, interview might not be that much time. They cannot maintain that time. So that's it. That's why these basic questions which I already explained in the class, those are also important. Some more also I will provide you if you are attending the interview. So that's why just go with program installer. Java online JavaScript compiler. Just enter online JavaScript compiler. The first option is always best option. Go to program is. Execute. Here we go. Is the second max is the correct?
First max.
So now there is a mistake. So just try to find out. So you are printing first max. Means if max is less than array of 5, then you are assigning max to second max and max to array of 5. If S max is less than array of 5, then you are assigning S max. Can you go? Okay, you can assign separately. Let max equal array of 0, S max equal to array of 0. Then right. So now tell me what is the difference? Since array value is a object reference, if you are assigning same object reference to two variables at a time, means it is having the same reference. That is why it's always changing. You want to, so that is why I can apply like this. Means when you are destructuring, means you are destructuring array of 0 to 2 elements at the same time. Means same reference is fine. So that's why we can made a difference. So it is having two different references with learning. Okay, Vishnu, got it. So just practice the same. It's almost 1 hour 20 minutes per hour. It's more than that. So, right? So I think so give feedback to Vishnu. Everyone. Vishnu, stop the recording, stop the sharing. Guys, that's all for today. Vishnu provide the interview. It's more than 1 hour. It's very glad so that at least one person attended the mock interview. Almost cover 70% of the questions. So now the same way, whatever the questions today I asked, those only will be asked in the interview 90% of the times, 95% of the times. Just to do the same, tomorrow we'll ask at least one person. We'll start the React session, node installation to React installation, and ask the basic concepts of React, and we'll start with writing the code. Okay. I already given you the React project to all the people. So that why I already given means since because of assignment and also how to understand the code. At least you can explore before coming class. Then directly you can see. And also React symbol is already rotating, right? Because of which is CSS. Keyframe. It is slowly rotating. 360 degrees it is rotating, but it is rotating for 20 seconds or 30 seconds. It's slowly 360 degrees. That is because of keyframes of animation. Okay, Vishnu. Any feedback to Vishnu? Starting from Mahesh. Okay, guys, I'm stopping the recording. Tomorrow we'll start React session. So I will have more strength. Even I have less strength also, I will start tomorrow.